Happy Wednesday, everyone. While I'm waiting for you to pop in, I'm just over here inhaling an oil, just feeling all kinds of brain fog, brain pressure today. And I know that the weather is changing, and I know that this area of my body can react to that change. So I'm just over here inhaling this oil and helping clear things out before I go put some in the diffuser in the rest of the house. Just smells fantastic. Okay, hopefully that'll be good. If not, I will grab it and take another whiff. So there's that. But my video today is about 3 tips to survive being an adult learner or student, an adult student. So whenever I went back to school, I had to find a way to make it successful for me to meet the end goal. So the end goal was to complete my degree. And you can translate that into so many different things. Maybe you're learning a new program. Maybe you're taking a new career path and it requires some education. So you're not necessarily going to get an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, but maybe it's a certification or something like that you're going to get, and you might need these tips to help you out. So number 1, create your end goal and use the SMART goal setting strategy. Now, when I created my goal when I went back to school, I didn't know about a SMART goal. So in hindsight, when I look at it, I realized that I did create a SMART goal. So when I went back to school, I said I wanted to graduate by the time I was 30, which gave me 2 full years to finish my degree. And it had to be in my 30th year. It didn't have to be by a specific date, but it had to be completed. Because in most adult platforms or in any institution other than like public school, high school, those things. But when I'm talking about associate's degree, bachelor's degree, there's usually a May graduation and a December graduation. And my birthday's in January, so May or December would have been acceptable. And it helped me focus not only on how many credits I had to take, but the time frame in which I had to do it. And it was realistic because I had 2 full years to do it, and well, a year and a half. Actually is what it ended up being to get it completed. But it required me to focus on what I was doing. And so every semester I had to plan out my coursework so I was getting myself to graduation within that time frame. And then there were a few other things that popped up that were like, whoa, oh, didn't see that one come in. Like, financial aid's gonna run out because I was pursuing something that I had already invested a year into back in my early 20s. And so for me, creating that goal and having a strategy to get there. So, I worked second shift. So that way I was able to go to school during the day. And then the days I wasn't in school, so I would stack my classes on Mondays and Wednesdays. And then I'd have Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays to do my homework. There were times I had night school. So then I was flip-flopping my schedule around because I still worked full-time. So create your end goal and use the SMART goal setting strategy to get there. And if you're not familiar with the SMART goal setting strategy, it stands for specific, measurable, attainable. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. The R went out of my mind. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up. So embarrassing. If you know what it means, please tell me and I will definitely give you credit for that. But then timely is the T. Oh my gosh, can't believe I spaced that, totally spaced it. But use that strategy. We're gonna go with reachable. Make sure it's reachable, that you can get it. That's what we're gonna go with at the moment. But anyway, make sure that you have it written out and you're specific in what you're doing. It's measurable. So each semester you're gonna complete this, or each week you're gonna complete this part of the module if you're doing some sort of other training. And just making sure that it's attainable, that it's not something you're overstretching yourself on. And then keep track of it. If you need a goal setting buddy, that's okay. I actually didn't have that in the beginning, and Towards the middle of my educational experience, there were other adult learners in my evening classes that were struggling to finish the curriculum in a given time frame, and they would lean on me to help them build out their schedules so that they were getting it done. For them, they didn't have to complete their gen eds, so they were really focusing on the core of the curriculum, and that was important for them to have that strategy to get it done in the time frame that their employer is allowing them to do. Number 2, ask for help. And I'm not just talking about at school, but it's important in your education to ask for help. So maybe you're going back to school, maybe you're taking a coaching certification like I did last year, but ask for help from those people that are going through that certification with you or that education with you. It doesn't hurt to have other people looking at your stuff, or ask your instructors for assistance. There's nothing wrong with that either. That's what they're there for. That's what they're getting paid for. If you're doing a program that's more of a self-paced study, find other people that are doing it with you and ask for help. Because typically if you have that question, somebody else is going to have that question as well. But also ask for help from your family and your friends. So when I was, back in school, I worked second shift. My husband worked day shift. That way someone was home with our son at all times. And it was very stressful at times because we were like 2 ships passing in the night. There were at least 4 days a week where we just slept in the same bed. That's just really what it was. But there were weekends where because I worked healthcare, so I worked every other weekend, we had to ask for assistance with people taking care of our son. I had to ask for help, at home with cooking dinner or meals and keeping the house clean. And mainly I was asking for help from my family. And that's not always easy to do, especially when you're a mama and you're busy and you're working and you want to be the best that you can be for your family. But asking for their help. I said this is only a few years of going through this, and on the other side, I'm going to be able to find a job and be home with you nights and weekends, because that was our goal. And then this madness will end. I know it's really rough right now, but let's do this together. Let's get through this together. So when I graduated, that was a goal for all of us. Like, I graduated for all of us because then I was able to come home. But second thing with that is when I was going through my coaching certification, just saying, hey, I need to take some time to get some training done. Would you do the dishes? Would you switch the laundry over? All of those are very acceptable things. So ask for help in any facet that you might need it. And 3, create a schedule. So I reference this in my suggestion or tip number 1, but creating a schedule. So like I said, I stacked my classes on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then I had a class usually on Tuesday nights for the semester. And on the days during the day when I was home, there were days that were for school. So typically I would take a 2-hour block in the morning for school to do my homework. And then I would take a half an hour, 45 minutes to do some cleaning, anything that absolutely needed to be done. Or if I was feeling generous and knew what the boys wanted for dinner, I would put dinner in the slow cooker so they had it. It didn't happen very often, I'll admit that. But that was part of the schedule. I would make sure that, we had stuff for my lunch and pack that. But my schedule was pretty structured. Like, I could tell you what I was doing every single day, and I wouldn't waver from that, only on the weekends, because that was kind of a hit or miss. But I made sure that all my schoolwork was done between Monday and Friday. And it was a rare occasion that I was still doing homework on the weekends, because I really wanted to focus that time on my family, because that's very important as well. That relationship that you have with your family is important. And being that I worked every other weekend, those weekends I was off were meant to focus on our family. So creating that schedule and being structured in it. And if somebody says, hey, you want to get together and go out for coffee? Does it fit your schedule? Hey, do you want to go out for dinner? Does it fit your schedule? If you have a time frame that you want to complete whatever it is you're learning or studying, you got to stick to your schedule. So my 3 tips to survive being an adult learner or student, an adult student: 1, create your end goal and use the SMART goal setting strategy. 2, ask for help. And 3, create a schedule. That's that. I hope this video was very helpful to you. You picked up a few nuggets. You can always get more information and tips and tricks over in the Balanced and Successful Working Moms group. We're currently doing our challenge where we are taking something that no longer serves us and trading it for something that does. And we're on day 9. And we're working through that. So what does that look like for you? What do you need to let go of so you can invite something new in? For me, it was phone time. I've talked about this before. And trading it for some fitness and some personal reading time. So that was very important for me. But that's what I have for you today. I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. In the meantime, if you have questions, let me know. If you're watching this on replay, #replay. I would love to connect with you. Thanks so much for stopping by and have a fabulous evening. Bye, guys.